Ew, bro. What the fuck is this guy doing? Who the fuck is iconic 440? This guy invited me to a party.
This guy?
Yeah, this guy right here.
Why
Yeah,
is he
this
so
guy right
fucking
here.
short? Yeah, he just
I'm not
invited me
fucking accepting
to.
your invite. Should we accept? Nah, fuck that. You think I want to accept your invite?
Bro, he just sent me an
Pussy.
invite on PlayStation.
Yo, save here. Bro, what the fuck? This guy's looking for friends, bro. What a fucking loser.
Sidekick him.
Bro, this guy's mom definitely told him, well, come on, Ricky. If you just keep on adding bro, this guy thinks that this guy's such a bitch. This guy thinks that we're trying to be friends with him. We're literally not. We're trying to whoop his ass right now.
Oh, look, he's trying to mimic us.
Sidekicking
He's
with
trying
us,
to
bro.
mimic us.
Oh my god.
You're not part of the
What a
club,
fucking
bitch.
Yo, Arson. I kind of did. Just roll away from this bitch. Just roll away.
Just roll away. Fucking loser.
He better not
Fucking
follow us.
loser. Iconic 44 head ass. Oh shit, I just bumped into this bitch. Bitch, move. Bro, I got fucking Lupita Nyong'o over here fucking bumping into me and shit. Imagine how many
He's
other people
following
he's
us.
tried that with. Is he actually?
I think
Oh
I
my
just
God,
heard a
fucking leave us
skateboard.
alone, bro.
Oh my god. Fucking harassing us. We don't want to be your friend, bitch.
My god, bro, what a fucking loser, bro. I hate when games are like a little too realistic. Like I don't think I can enjoy GTA 6. I would just keep on thinking that I'm actually murdering real people.
Even better. Yo, low-key, if you were to murder someone, like, who would you do it to, and like, how would you do it?
Ooh, who would I do it to?
Like, let's say you're gonna like
Murder a homeless man, right? How are you gonna do it? Because like realistically, like police are not looking for like whoever killed homeless people because they don't give a fuck about them.
Yeah, it's crazy. They only give a fuck about them like until something like happens to them, until it's like a life or death situation. Up until that fact, then it's like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not gonna give you my spare change, bitch. But fuck, bro. Okay, no. Let's say not a homeless person. I feel like that's too easy.
Like-
Let's say you had to kill someone. Doesn't matter who. Let's say you had to
Too
kill
easy.
someone, but you had to. That's a crazy thing to say.
I think it doesn't
But
matter
you
who.
had to-
That's like a major
That's
factor in
crazy.
it.
Oh no, I'm saying like just like the act of it. Like how would you get away with murder? Like what's the best way to get
The
away
act
with
of it.
murder?
I think it depends on the purpose.
Because like if you were to murder like the president, right?
That'd be extremely difficult compared to a homeless man. So like let's start off easy, right? Level 1, murdering a homeless man. How would you do it?
Ooh, murdering a homeless guy. Because after you said president, I was looking thinking about like billionaires and shit like that. But like fuck. Okay, let's start low. Let's start slow, and then we should look create like a crack for this shit.
Let's start on like the lower tiers.
Start with the
you
lowest.
know?
Yeah, like the scum of the earth. YNs, homeless people, people that buy courses, people that buy courses.
I don't think homeless people are like scum of the earth.
People that buy courses.
Fuck those people.
Those are the actual scum of the earth, bro.
You know what? If we were to make like a tier list of like who like is the scum of the earth, who would be at the bottom and who would be at the top? Top as in like least scummy.
Oh fuck.
I think that has to go to like pedophiles,
Okay,
rapists.
top least scummy.
That's like
Oh,
you
you're
know,
saying
bottom tier.
okay, yeah.
Like,
I thought you said those are least scummy, bro. I was like, damn. Okay, yeah.
Nah, bro.
Scum of the earth. Okay, yeah. Criminals number one. I'll say as a whole, criminals. Actually, no, I can't because there's so many different types of crimes. I feel like you can't just.
Yeah, there's so many
Different type of
can't
like you know fraud isn't comparable to like you know rape.
Yeah, fact, like rape and murder. Okay, yeah, so rapists and murderers.
But the thing is, even with like rapists, right?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's different tiers even when it comes to rapists. So there's tiers within
bro.
tiers.
Oh, it's crazy. There's levels
Tiers.
to everything. There's levels to everything, bro.
I think child molesters and like rapists and shit. Those are like bottom.
Facts,
Like you can't get any worse than that. But do you
Yeah.
think the
Because
age of the
low-key,
child
this might
matters?
This might be a hot take.
That sounds extremely fucked
Oh,
up. But
absolutely.
like,
That sounds extremely.
if it was like a-
if it was a newborn baby compared to like a 4-year-old, because like you know 4-year-olds
Oh my
like
God.
at least they have like memory. They can remember that shit. So like it would like mentally traumatize them. With babies, they
Yeah.
don't really
You
have
know,
memory like that.
Yeah, do you know who I think would be the least scum of the earth rapist? Still scum of the earth, but in terms of if we're ranking them within the rapist
In terms of
category.
like rapist tier.
Yeah, I would say the people that like rape dead bodies, which is crazy to say. Because I've been watching the Ed Gein monster thing, and he's insane. That guy's fucking disgusting. Scum of the scummiest earth. But at the end of the day, like if I were to choose a criminal to rape a dead body versus like a child, I'm choosing the dead body all day, every day.
Because they're not alive to witness that. Well, technically we don't know that yet because we're not dead. Like we don't know what happens after death. So like you know, unless they become like a ghost and like they're like spectating their body.
Speaking in today's like societal standards, I feel like it's like incomparable because I feel like if you were gonna rape like a dead body, I'm like, okay, bro, you're just like a freaky deaky guy. But like if you're like raping a child,
like,
you're like
you know,
you're a monster, bro. You are literally
you're
the
a
scum of the
monster.
earth.
So
yeah.
what would you categorize as a child? Because like a 1-year-old, that's a baby to me. 2-year-old, that's a baby.
Oh, because
I think a child-
there are levels to the baby categories as well.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
exactly.
Yeah, because newborn is literally anything from like 12 months and below. You know what I'm saying? That's like
Mm-hmm.
nah,
That's
not
newborn.
Not even, because I feel
I think no. You know what I would
consider like baby, 3 years old and under, because I think like when you're 4, that's when your like memory first starts. You can like start to remember things.
Memory. Yeah, you start building some like memories and like
you become cognitive.
Shit. Yeah, it's like Inside Out. Side note, Inside Out, incredible movie.
Have you watched Inside Out too?
Oh, I did. Because
it's been on my watch list. Is it good? Like, is it better than the first one?
It's pretty good. It's pretty. You know what? I'm not gonna say it's better than the first one. I'm not gonna give it that. But I will say
first one is peak. Because I don't even like Disney movies like that. But like is it even a Disney movie or is it Pixar? I think it's Pixar, right?
Oh, it's Disney.
I usually hate Disney movies, but like Inside Out's pretty good.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
I need to watch it then.
Yeah, bro, you should watch that shit. But fucking anyways, bro, I like how we topic bounced like 3 different topics.
Back to the main topic.
Back to the main topic. Okay.
So we will consider like the bottom of the bottom barrel, you know, scummiest person on the earth, the baby rapist, right?
Child rapist. Yeah. All those rapists.
Baby rapists, and then on top of that,
above that is child rapist. You know what's like low key, like almost just as bad? People that rape disabled people, because like you could be like, you know,
oh my god,
you could be 30 years old with Down syndrome, but like mentally, you know, you have the same.
You're like yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I feel like that's mentally kind of on the same
age.
Mentally,
yeah, the same age. Yeah.
That's kind of on the same tier as like child rapists, I think.
That's crazy. Oh, because you know what's another thing that they say? They say that like people who have ever like experienced a very traumatic experience in their life, they mentally stop aging at the age that mental scarring happened. So you know, like the Menendez brothers, those people, when they were like in court and they got like tested and everything by a psychologist, they said that they had like the mental age of like an 8-year-old or a 9-year-old.
Yeah, like you know what's crazy?
Yeah, what's that?
You know, Tiana Trump.
Oh fuck, yo, give me a sec. Yo, this guy just fucking fell from the sky, bro.
Let me see. What the fuck?
Ducky 5530. Ducky 5530.
Did he just try to commit suicide, bro?
This guy just landed off of heaven, bro. Look at he's mangled up. He died. Bro, he's dead.
Rape his body. No, I'm kidding. We're not scumbags, okay?
Yeah, we're not that scummy. We're not that scummy.
We're a little scummy, but we're not that scummy.
We're not that scummy.
Yeah, you know Tiana Trump, the porn star?
Oh, yeah.
There's like videos of her doing interviews, I think on No Jumper and shit, but she kind of acts like a child in a way. Like she acts very childish, her behavior, the way she speaks, the vocabulary she uses. And I saw like some comments saying that like, you know, I don't want to make any assumptions, but like when she was a child, she probably experienced trauma, which is why she's like mentally still at that age.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So I feel like if we have the rankings right now, I feel like the rankings goes baby molesters. Then we got the child molesters. You know what? I think we should just keep it in brackets. I feel like baby, child, toddler should be in one category. That's the bottom. Because I feel like the second we start deviating between those three, then we're like, oh, would you rather have someone rape a baby or rape a toddler? I feel like I wouldn't do both. I can't pick. Both is so disgusting. You know what I mean?
I'll say in general, like bottom tier would be the rapist, right?
Yeah, just rapists, just to make it easier for our lives and editing. Just babies, just child, just
that, you know, that category.
Child rapist, that category done. And then we got the regular rapists, still incredibly horrible, still incredibly bad, horrible. But at least they're not a child. At least they're not a child. Still horrible. At the very least. Still horrible though.
Do you think that's like arguably worse though? That, you know, to do that to someone who's like, you know, mentally, what's the word? Like sufficient, I guess.
Well, you see, mind you, like what we're deciding now is just like the least of all evils, right? Lesser of the evils. I feel like if something traumatic were to happen to someone who is still mentally developing versus someone who is pretty much fully mentally developed, I feel like there is some chance of like some sort of recovery or some sort of like not full recovery, but I think it's not, it won't be as traumatic as the not fully mentally developed. Because if you've already lived a normal adult life and then something traumatic happened to you, at least you have a reference as to what normal is, so you can just go back to that. At least if someone has never even lived an adult life,
that's all they know. That's all they know. So they're just gonna live their life based off of that. If we're gonna go a tier above that, what is the next scum of the year? Like least scummy. I mean, like less scummy.
Less scummier than that? Fuck. I would say murder.
Murder?
Yeah. Because you know what I realized is that like rape is like murder, except you keep the victim alive. It's like something so traumatic, except I'm gonna keep you alive so you can think about it.
But do you think that's where torture comes in? Like, do you think torture is worse than murder?
Oh my god, this guy's cooking with the questions. You know what? I think torture. No, I would say torture is this might be the hottest take of all, but I think torture is a level above, is lesser scummy than murder.
Really?
Because I'll say the opposite, because I feel like you know, you're deliberately keeping that that person alive, but like giving them the worst pain that they can possibly experience. But with murder, you're kind of just like ending it.
Okay. What's your reasoning towards that? What's your reasoning towards getting to that?
Towards what?
Towards that like opinion.
Like let's look at like different forms of like torture, right? Let's say you're like skinning a person alive. You know?
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure
at that point, that victim would rather be dead than to experience that level
like just take me out my misery type of thing.
Take me out my misery.
Because you know what I was thinking? In my head, I didn't even go that far into the torture. Because what I was thinking was like more in the assault realm, like someone who like torture isn't like.
Because even with torture, there's like different levels to it.
There's even torture has like different levels, and that's a whole other rabbit hole to go through. Okay, because my rationale for it was like, who gave you the right to take away someone's life? Like torture, I feel like
to do that to someone else.
Yeah, because torture is like one of those things where like if I were to say like would you live your life without an arm, or would you just not have a life at all?
Yeah, because like I feel like when you murder someone, that's where you're like playing God. That's when you're trying to be a god, decide someone's fate.
Exactly. You don't have that shit. In moments of like torture and stuff like that, I feel like what the main thing that they want is to just live. You know what I'm saying? It's just have life. I feel like life is like the one where it's like people will do so much just to have.
Yeah. It's a very gray area.
Yeah, it's such a gray area.
We'll put like torture and murder in that category. So what would be above that?
Oof. Above torture and murder? Fucking like, I'd say like sexual assault and then regular assault.
Well, sexual assault would count towards rape, right?
Oh yeah, it would. Okay, yeah, you're right. Because I feel like it doesn't matter how far you go with it, it's still bad regardless.
It's just the intention behind it.
Yeah, it's just the intention. I feel like either way. No, I feel like the intention is the same. I feel like it's just like what happens to the victim is different. That's
like the execution of it.
Yeah, that's how they quantify. The execution of it is crazy. But like that's how they quantify it. That's how they quantify whether it's sexual assault or whether it's rape. Like it's just how far they went. But I feel like at that point, what's the fucking point of trying to like find the intricacies and the technicalities of it when either way it's bad, either way it's so horrible. You know what I'm saying? Plus the person in the courtroom who's trying to find the technicalities, him himself is probably a fucking rapist or sexual assault.
You know what we didn't even like think about? What about pedophiles? Because what we talked about was child rapists. Those are pedophiles and rapists. But what about like just pedophiles by itself without the rape part?
Oh, the people who are into like child porn and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is like okay, in my sense, I would say like that's such a gray area though. You know why? Because it's like even though you're not directly acting on.
I feel like if you gave them the opportunity, then they would still act on it. Opportunity.
They would still act on it. Think about it, like a murderer who never really murdered anybody, but if given the opportunity would do it. You would still put that motherfucker in jail. You know what I'm saying? Which is why people who have attempted murder, they still go to jail because the intention was still there. The intention they just never follow through with it.
But they get a lesser sentence. Why is that?
Which I still don't agree with. But
yeah, I don't agree with that. I think they should get a life sentence for that.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Give them the same sentence. Like you should treat them as if the victim was already raped, was already murdered. You know what? I would put the pedophiles and those people in the same category as
same. I agree.
Because like, bro, like at that point, like even like yes, if you were given the opportunity, you would still take it. And not only that, I feel like you're still supporting it.
Yeah. Because I feel like at a fundamental standpoint, what you're doing is you're preying on a victim that can't defend themselves.
Facts. Like that's some pussy shit.
You know what? What's like the fundamental standpoint of like each of these tiers? Because for rapists and pedophiles, the fundamental standpoint is taking advantage and preying on victims. For what was the next tier after that? Torturers and murderers. What is the fundamental standpoint for that?
What do you mean by fundamental? What do you mean by fundamental standpoint? Like
what it is at like a fundamental core, if that makes sense. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, what was the fundamental value of the
fundamental value of the
rapist? What was that?
The rapist was that you're preying upon victims. That's like that at its core. Like even if you were to take away all the different factors that come into it, what you're doing at the end of the day is that you're preying on a victim. For murder though, do you think it's different? Because you're still preying on a victim, right? Yeah,
you're still preying on a victim, except you're completing something that's like oof. That's a good question. Yeah, I feel like either way it's the same thing. I feel like you're still preying on a victim. You are doing something to someone. Like think about it, like a crime, like speeding, for example, right? Like that's a horrible crime. But the reason why they don't get it's not a horrible crime. It's still a crime nonetheless. But the reason why you're not given such a crazy sentence is because you're not directly preying on someone else. You're not directly
exactly. So do you think
affecting someone else?
The scum of the earth, at a fundamental standpoint, it's just preying upon other people?
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly that.
Interesting.
You know what I'm saying? Like, think about it. If I were to cut myself, that's not a crime. But if I were to cut you, that's a crime.
Because you're preying on a victim.
Exactly. So I can do whatever the fuck I want to myself. Yeah. Right?
Basically, what it is like, if you're hurting other people, you're scum.
Yeah, you're scum. You are the scum of the earth.
But do you think if you're hurting yourself, you're still scum?
No, because you're hurting yourself.
But you're still hurting another person. That person just happens to be yourself.
Oh shit, this guy's cooking. No. You know what it is? It's consent. That's the big word of the day.
Okay.
Consent. Because you can consent yourself to do it. Because mind you, let's say someone forced you to do it, then it would still fall under the consent category because you never had the consent to do it to yourself. Someone else is forcing you to do it, right? So consent is the big thing. Like, you never consented for that person to touch you that way, to hurt you that way in any way possible, right? It's not consensual. Versus like someone who did that to themselves. There's no need for consent because you're doing it to yourself. You know
but do you think if you're like mentally challenged, or you're suffering, you're like mentally unhealthy, do you think that still counts as consent?
I don't think it counts as consent because I've seen like a lot of videos, and like I've heard a lot of stories of people with like autism, like severe autism, like the physical type, where they start like tweaking out and start like punching people. I've seen videos of like stories where they hurt themselves and they don't even know that they're hurting themselves. But at the end of the day, I feel like if you were to take it at its face value, like, are you really gonna throw someone in jail because they hurt themselves? Like
when's the last time you saw someone go to jail for cutting themselves? They get sent to mental hospitals, don't they?
Yeah, they get sent to a mental hospital to get help. They don't get sent to jail. Like, they didn't commit a crime. They just need help mentally. So I feel like those people aren't really scum. Those are just sick.
So what about those people that kill other people and then blame it on mental health and they get sent to mental institutions?
Ooh, okay. Those, I don't agree with that at all, actually. I don't. Because people like that, like, what people have to understand is that, like, yes, it is a, okay, someone like Jeffrey Dahmer, for example, or Ed Gein, okay? Ed Gein, because he's just still fresh on my mind because I've been watching that series. Someone like that who's severely mentally unstable, right? And the actions that they did, and the reason why he was able to go so far with the shit, because mind you, it happened in the fucking 1920s, bro. This was post World War. Yeah, this was post World War One, bro. So if there was a modern day Ed Gein, there probably has been, but they just never were able to follow through with the things that they want to follow through with because of the amount of technology and how easy it is to get caught. So they're just like, fuck, I have no. But like Ed Gein, living in the 1920s, this motherfucker was able to get away with everything, bro, with literally everything. But like at that point, I wouldn't send him to a mental hospital because there's no point in saving that. So I feel like blaming it on a sickness, no matter how sick you are, it doesn't take away from the fact that you still committed a crime.
How did this start again? What was the main topic?
We were
talking about like killing homeless people.
Yeah, if killing homeless people, and then we went into this whole like ethical argument. Okay, we're back to the murder topic. Let's say you were to murder someone. Okay, how would you get away with it? Let's say one day you just randomly had the urge to kill somebody. Like, you just completely were psychotic. How would you do it in the most
Let's just get this out the way first. This is just a philosophical conversation. Facts. This is just hypothetical, complete hypothetical.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm not trying to get put on a watch list, but I feel like it depends on who I'm killing. Let's say if I was a psychopath, right? It would probably be like a complete random person, right?
Oh no. Let's say it was revenge.
Like a random
so there's
person.
Motive. No. Let's say it was revenge, because I feel like revenge.
Oh, okay.
It's like one of those things where it's like you need to have motive. Like regular people like us, we can't just say, oh, he's just a psychopath, because we don't even know what that's like. You know what I'm saying? But revenge, I feel like, is something that we can relate to in a sense.
We can relate to kind of.
Yeah. So let's say we're killing the scum of the earth, like a rapist, whatever, and like we're taking revenge.
So we're getting revenge for what? Like for something they personally did to us, or like
so something they did personally to us.
So what? They like raped you?
Yeah, fuck it, bro. Let's just say that. Let's say you got the 13 Reasons Why treatment. Like I'm talking like season 2 last episode.
Was that the broom?
That's the broom, bro. That's the broom.
Okay. So who am I? Am I Tyler or am I Monty?
You're Tyler.
I'm Tyler, right?
But just imagine that there's no other guys there. Let's say it's just you and Monty.
Yeah. So I think it depends on what country we're in. Because if we're in the US, we have guns, right? If we're in any other country, we probably don't have guns. So you got to get creative with the killing. So in order to kill them, you would have to lure them first. You would have to lure them to an isolated area. No cameras, no nothing. Make sure nobody's around. But on top of that, you have to, it's premeditated, right? So you have to come up with a story for yourself. So you were supposed to be in this location at this time in order to like cover your tracks.
Right.
It's very hard because it takes a lot of planning. But like, let's say I take them to an isolated area. How would you kill them? Because like, I don't know how I would kill someone.
I feel like a gun is the best way to go about it. Yeah, I feel like gun is the best way. Oh, no. You know what? Gun isn't even the best way. It's strangulation, bro.
No, but strangulation they can fight back, I think.
I feel like if I got that angle on them, I feel like I'll be able to do it. Or like spiking their drink or like something like that. Because I feel like because I'm thinking ahead of time where it's like it's not just the crime itself, but it's like the cleanup after.
The cleanup and the execution of it.
Yeah,
you know
like,
what would be really smart?
You
just said spike their drink, right? What if we just take a bunch of shrooms and just like dissolve it into their drink?
Yeah, bro.
Get them high as fuck.
Tweaking out.
Now they can't control themselves. They're not in their normal state of mind. Then you can do whatever to them.
Yeah. Oh,
Pause.
you know what? You want a really good one is? Pause. Not
like that.
Really good, not like that. Especially right after we talked about rapists and shit. But you know what I was thinking? Making it look like an accident. Like if someone's allergic to peanuts, right? If someone's allergic to peanuts, fucking plant some fucking a cake with peanuts in it or some shit like that.
Exactly. Boom, but you would have to worry about DNA. You have to worry about fingerprints. You have to worry about,
Oh, there's a lot of factors in there, right? Yeah. Okay, but aside from that, let's say we can't make it look like an accident. I feel like that's still a very solid way to kill somebody, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like if they're allergic to this, allergic to that, poisoning them, like killing them from the inside out rather than from the outside in. I feel like that's like the best way to go about it.
There's no mess. You don't have to clean anything up. You don't have to cover your tracks. Nothing.
Yeah.
So what if they didn't have any allergies? How would you make it an accident?
Oh, okay. Because there's this movie that's basically about this lady whose daughter got like raped, and then she's basically just killing everyone that like raped her, right? And what she did was she like took a bunch of, because it's like really hard to buy poison and like not look like a fucking criminal. So what she did was she took like a bunch of apples, okay? Because you know how apple seeds contain cyanide in them?
They do, yeah.
She took a bunch of apples, and grinded up their seeds
and just extracted the cyanide.
And extracted the cyanide, and it took like a bunch of apples, but she still got pure cyanide, and she mixed it in this guy's protein powder. And so he literally took a scoop of it, shook it up, drank it, and then fucking died with cyanide poisoning.
The thing is, though, when people die like that, they usually inspect their bodies, like at the hospitals.
Oh yeah, but in that situation, in that situation, I wouldn't even. That's just the way to kill them, because I wouldn't want to make it look like an accident. I'm saying like don't make it look like an accident. This is just pure like. It's just pure like you gotta kill them, dispose the body, everything. I'm just saying.
So if you were to do it, like, would you want to make it look like an accident?
Yes, so that in case that I don't have the time or something like that, I can still use that alibi kind of thing. I can still use that as an option. But I feel like the best way to go about it for me is like poison, bro. I feel like that's the best way to do it.
Poison.
So what would you do with the body? You would just leave it there?
Oh hell no. We gotta dispose it to it too. That's part of the equation. So we gotta dispose.
How are we gonna dispose it? Because the logical thing, what anyone would think would be to bury him.
But that's also one of the that might be the most common way. But I feel like that's that's also the most easiest way to get caught. Sniffed out dogs, cameras is another thing. I'm saying we do live in 2025. There's like a camera fucking everywhere now.
Yeah, there's everything's tracked.
Yeah, bro, and like you can track literally everyone. You know what I mean? So after I kill them, however it is that I kill them, I feel like disposing of it would be like, I feel like it would just be like to like burn them, like cremate them in a way to where they just turn to ash.
Don't you think that would smell really bad though?
Oh, that would smell like horrible. But I feel like if I had like a secluded area, but I don't have a secluded area. That's the thing.
Also, if you burn them, is the skeleton gonna burn as well?
I don't think the skeleton burns. Or does it?
I think it does, because when you like cremate someone,
it does. Okay, so yeah, if the skeleton burns, then boom, you just have a bunch of ash.
You can just
you're good to
sprinkle
go.
that in the water.
I know, exactly. But I feel like it's a lot easier said than done. Because how are you supposed to burn the body? How are you supposed to do anything with that in that realm?
That's why we would suck as murderers.
Yeah, we would suck as murderers, which is also a really good thing. But like
the fact that we're like even struggling to like come up with a plan,
just
shows that we're innocent, right?
Yeah,
so
exactly.
If there's any feds watching this,
Yeah, FBI, chill the fuck out. But yeah, bro, the fact that we're very bad at this, I feel like just goes to show that we're not actually murderers, okay? We're not gonna fucking kill anybody.
Was that your gun in the background?
Nah, it was a cyanide bottle I had. All those fucking apples I cut up.
Yeah, I'll make sure to cut this part out.